G'day everyone, Buck up in far north Queensland. Another hot day. Cyclone forming next week they reckon. You beauty, just what we want. Might cool it down a bit. Hey listen, I uploaded a clip yesterday on the Starlink Mini and a couple of things have come to light since I uploaded that. As you can, well, if you've seen the clip, I'll put that actual clip in the description. I use fishing reels to put my 12 volt and my 240 volt Starlink cable on, okay? Someone said, Buck, you should know that you can't put a 240 volt cable and wrap it up. 240 volt cables have got to be, so they don't overheat, and that got to be out in a straight line. Don't keep them coiled up and all that type of stuff. That is the case with a 240 volt extension lead. Absolutely. I've Googled it and it obviously doesn't. They're a totally different type of cable, okay? And it says on Google that it is okay to have them coiled up, like on a fishing reel or whatever. So it's not going to overheat, it's not going to burst into flames and all that. The person who said that, yes, you're totally right when it comes to the high power 240 volt extension cords. Yes, don't leave them all coiled up, and that's general knowledge, I think, but it is okay. They say don't have it coiled up really tight and everything, absolutely, but it is coiled on nice and loose, and I unravel as much as I need off the thing. And according to Google, I saw it on a couple of different areas. That is quite fine to do. So for that person, obviously that cable there, that's the 12 volt Starlink cable. Even the 240 one, which I've got on a fishing reel, it's not going to affect it. It's not going to make it overheat and all that type of stuff. The other one is when I plugged in the Logic cigarette adapter yesterday into the caravan, the faceplate fell off. That's the second one that's done it, brand new. Okay, I'm going to araldite that on. That's not a problem there. Shouldn't happen, we all know that. I sent an email to a Logic and I found the website, and there was an Australian thing there, so you could email an Aussie mob. A spider hanging off the front of me cat. Anyway, credit where credit's due, everyone. I sent them an email and gave them a spray and said that's not good enough. A brand new item that costs probably $100 at JB Hi-Fi, and the cap just falls straight off the front, and it exposes all the circuit board or whatever you want to call that. You don't want, I live in a humid part of Australia here, moisture and all that type of stuff's going to get in there, so that's the last thing you want, water getting in. A Logic got back to me and said, point noted, this isn't good enough, we're going to look into this, we're a bit concerned that this has happened to two of them. And I told them that someone else in the comment section, the exact same thing had happened to them. I said it wasn't a one-of, there's obviously a fault with this item, some quality control not going on. Anyway, they were very good about it. They said, yep, we're going to sort this out, mate, no worries, we'll get onto our manufacturer in China and bloody have a word to them and all that type of stuff, and we want to send you out a new one. They said keep that one, glue it up or whatever, but we want to test one, make sure it's exactly the way it should be, and we're going to send it out to you. So credit where credit's due. They got back to me, this company, and they acknowledged that it wasn't good enough. They're going to sort the problem out and they're going to send me a new one. That's all you can ask, isn't it? So, you know, when you get a company that tries to blame it on you or whatever, I put the link in where I plugged it in and it fell off in my hand, and they saw that I got it straight out of the box. So they were very good about it. So as I said, credit where credit's due. I like companies that own it. You know, if something's not right and the customer's not happy, and it's not their fault, obviously, they haven't mistreated the item and that, then you sort it out, and that's exactly what they're doing. So well done to a Logic for that. I just thought I'd say that. Now, the other one was, someone said, Buck, how can, and this is a very, very good question, and I'm no techo, everyone, I'm a simple man. Well, Forrest Gump, that's me. I just bloody put things up and hope they work. I'm no techo at all, and anyone who knows me knows that. I'm useless when it comes to all that type of stuff. I said in the clip yesterday that you got to point Starlink Mini south to get your reception and that. And a bloke, Grey Gum 7, I think it was, is his YouTube name, said, Buck, how come you have to point it south if people are just mounting them in their sunroof of their car and they're driving, and you're not always driving due south, are you? You're driving all over the place. People are still getting reception in their car with Starlink Mini. And I'm thinking, well, that's a very, very good question. I don't know the answer to that. I know that there's the app on the phone, and if you don't put the Starlink to the south, it'll come up on the app and go, it's not aligned properly, and it'll actually show you how far to move it left or right, so it's pointing due south. So obviously there must be a way where you just get Starlink up and running, and if you're driving around, eventually it must lock onto the satellites no matter what direction it is pointing. Otherwise it wouldn't work in a car, being people are using it on their roof racks, mobile, while they're driving, mounting them on their dashboards, mounting them in their sunroof, all that type of stuff. I don't know the answer to that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 12 volt cable, and I don't need to use the Logic at the moment because I can put it straight into my Jackery power station here, which has a USB-C there, which will run up to 100 watts out of there, and I can monitor how much, when it first starts up, we'll see how much wattage comes out of there. I don't think it goes anywhere near 100 watts to tell you the truth, but they say you should have a USB-C that can a maximum of 100 watts. Someone also said, oh Buck, will the 10 amp thing support 140 watts? But that's the maximum rating of that top USB-C there, 140 watts. Starlink doesn't use anywhere near 140 watts, everyone, and you'll see that soon. So you do the 10 by 12 volt 100, you know, it should only be able to do maximum 100. It doesn't use 140. So for the person who asked me that question, Starlink doesn't use 140 watts, everyone. So what I'm going to do, stop jibber jabbering, or this will go for hours. Steve Fuller's probably out there thinking, Buck, your Starlink clips are going to overtake your angle generator clips. I've got about 18 of them on the go. But it's all interesting stuff, isn't it? People are asking me questions, so I'll just sort of come out and I'll do the experiment. I'm going to hook this up using the 12 volt, take it out there, face it due south, see how long it takes to hook up, and then I'm going to point it northeast because I've got 3 dirty big palm trees in my backyard here, so I'm not going to get any comms through them, but I've got to point it northeast. Might even be able to point it due west, might do both, and see how long it takes to, and see what the app tells me, see if it goes online or whether I have to keep aligning it. I don't know. Let's do the experiment and find out. Hey, a lot of people have said, Buck, I'm off to the fishing shop to buy some reels and all that. Let me know if you've seen that last clip. What do you reckon? I read this round clear top bag here and the fishing reel, it works really well. And as I said, I can just reel out as much as I need, okay? And I've got the Starlink in there. So anyway, let's hook her up and see how we go. Righto everyone, I've got the Jackery set up, I've got the power on, I've activated the 12 volt side here. I've hit the 12 volts, it is 11:11. Let's throw her in. Straight in the USB-C. And the output here, I'll read it out to you. Let's see how high it goes starting up. 38 watts, that's the highest so far. They say you need a USB-C that can handle up to 100 watts. 37, 11:11, it's just gone 11:12, so to give you a bit of an idea of the time. 37 watts. Let's go into my Starlink app now, everyone. Starlink app. Connecting, and it'll tell me if there's obstructions or anything. There are none. I've got a good view of the sky. It's facing south. This should lock on straight away. 47 watts. That's the highest I've seen it so far. 47 watts, so it hasn't even gone halfway yet. Connect to Wi-Fi. Yep, Wi-Fi's done. Go back to Starlink. So I've just connected my phone to Starlink. I've got give your Starlink a name, and offline. So it's still searching at the moment. Remember, it was just before 11:12 when I turned it on. It's 18, 28 watts. I haven't seen that go anywhere over 50 yet. 40, what was it, 47's the highest, I think. Online. There we go, everyone. I am online and it's 11:13. That was probably a minute and a half. A minute and a half from when I 31, 10 watts, 13, 42. It's hovering between 10, 16, 47's the highest. So it hasn't gone anywhere near 100 watts. Even searching for the satellites, okay. It has not gone anywhere near that. It's online and it was 11:13. I started at 11:11, about halfway between 11 and 11 and 11:12. So I'm going to call it a minute and a half for that, and I'm online. These Starlink Minis acquire and get you online so much quicker than the old Generation 2, which I used to own. Sometimes that'd lock on reasonably quickly, but other times you'd sit there for ages and then you think, is this thing working at all? And then all of a sudden it'd start moving and orientating itself. These Starlink Minis, shit all over them, I'll tell you that now. The Gen 2s work fine, but they're a lot bulkier. They took a lot longer to lock onto the satellites. These Starlink Minis, unbelievable. Online still, I've still got comms, I'll prove it. I've Wi-Fi'd my phone to the Starlink, it's hooked up to that. I know that because it's called Raffaroo. Here we go.
So it's just Jim Kessler who was listening on that conversation.
There you go.
He's previously.
So it's just instantaneous, everyone. I had the volume turned down there. Instantaneous, and it's sitting on 10 watts at the moment. So if you've got a USB-C and it doesn't support 100 watts, this thing didn't go over 50. You might be able to get away with it. Maybe if you've got a USB-C that supports 50 or 60 watts, you might be able to power the Starlink Mini off that. But if you do your readings, they say it needs to be 100 watts. Well, this didn't pull anywhere near 100 watts. Okay, I'm going to stop gibbering there. Let's face it, northeast this time, and we'll do the same experiment. Rightio. Let's see if we can beat a minute and a half. I've just moved Starlink now. I've now got it facing northeast. I've got a decent view of the northeast sky there. Can't put it directly north, guys, because I've got some dirty big golden cane palms there. All right, what's the time here? 11:15. It's over between 11:15 and 11:16. Let's plug him in. Here we go. Turn the screen on. Plug him in. It's 11, just turned 11:16. 37 watts, 38, 47's the highest I've seen it go so far when it's arcing up. 41. Right, let's go into my Starlink app now. Disconnected from last time. Connect the Wi-Fi. Calculating orientation. Starlink is talking to the satellites to determine which way it's pointing. So it's sitting there going, this diddly donk has pointed me the wrong way. Will it allow me to still get the internet? I've connected the Wi-Fi to Raffaroo, so my phone is talking to Starlink, but at the moment, I won't have internet. It's still calculating. 11:18. Time, guys. I'll call this up, I'm not going to keep it going, but maybe if you're driving around and changing directions all the time, you may drive in a southerly direction for a while to allow it, and once it establishes comms and then you go off south, it might keep it, I don't know. 11:18, it's still orientating, everyone. Calculating orientation. Determining alignment. Adjustment may be necessary in a moment for best performance. So it's already telling me that it's not aligned properly, and you may have to adjust it soon if you want to get comms. Comms, internet, comms. You know what I mean? In the army, if you had comms, you had comms. You had VHF and HF comms. You got comms? Yeah. It means you can talk to someone. Nah, see, this is 11:19 now. This has taken way too long, everyone. It's still dicking around. Here we go. What's it doing now? No, it's still trying. 11:19. I'm going to call this up at 11:20, everyone. I'm going to call it up at 11:20. So I don't want this to drag on. It just, you can see there now, it's just not locking onto the satellites. A minute and a half before, when I pointed it south, a minute and a half. So how can you drive around in all different directions and your Starlink Mini works? If you've got your Starlink Mini mounted in your vehicle, on the dashboard, up in your sunroof, wherever you do it, on your roof, I don't know. I don't drive around with Starlink Mini when I'm driving, guys. It's packed away in the caravan. Let me know how you go with your... That is a very good question from... It was a Grey Gum 7. How do you get comms when you're driving around mobile? People are doing it. It's everywhere. A lot of people are doing it and reckon that they're getting comms while they're driving around with Starlink Mini. Tofty, if you're watching, I think you may have it mounted on the dashboard of your 300, mate. How's Elisa getting communications while you're driving long distances and she's doing her work on the road? Is Starlink Mini locking on and staying on, mate, or is it cutting in and out? I'd love to hear from you. Online. Well, there we go. It is online, everyone. What's that? 11:20 now. 33 watts. It's online. So I've pointed Starlink Mini northeast, and I'm online. Green light, online. You've told them that a million times, but they already know you're online. What's this kid doing? Okay. So I've got comms. Well, there you go. 11:20. So I've got him facing northeast. It's online. I got comms. It took it's still not too bad, but was it 11:16 to 11:20? So 4 minutes as opposed to 1.5 minutes. So it does lock on to the satellites if you don't face it south. It just takes a little bit longer. You know what? I didn't think it'd even lock on, but it does. I know the old Gen 2, it used to dick around for ages, and if you couldn't get it looking south, give it away as a bad joke through trees and that. Give it away as a bad joke. So at least I know now that if I'm camping and I haven't got a view of the southern sky because of trees, and there's a gap out to the northeast or whatever, I can still use the Starlink Mini. Righto, I'm going to west-south that way. I'm going to put him out the window now and face him west and see how long it takes facing west. How good, look at the size of it. It's the size of a bloody iPad, everyone. Light as, just pick it up, put it there, I can walk around, grab it through the window now and just put it out on the grass facing out to the west. They are just so quick and easy to move around, they really are. And now I can mount that on the pole so it can't be run over. I'm as happy as a bloody pig in shit now when it comes to this Starlink. Okie doke, last experiment. She's facing west. I've just put him out the window, faced him out that way towards Mount Bartle Free, which is west of us. So she's facing due west now. Let's plug him in. In he goes. And as I said, have not seen this go over 47 watts. Even during startup, everyone. Oh, what's the time? Sorry. 11:25. Okay. 11:25. So let's see how long it takes to lock on. Pointing west. Well, everyone, it's 11:35, so that's 10 minutes, and it's still searching. So I'm giving it up as a bad joke, facing west. What I might do, turn the camera off. We'll do one more test, facing due south, show you again how quick it is. Once again, if I forget to say at the end, if you drive around with it mobile in your vehicle mounted somehow, let us know. Does it cut in and out? It must do, especially if you're driving west. I just can't get comms facing west at all. Righto, let's do it due south again. Righto, he's facing south again, everyone. Got me stopwatch on. Start. Righto, let's see how long it takes, eh? Online, there we go. It's online. Let's go back to my clock. 2.5 minutes. Bit slower that time. Stop. There you go. That just goes to show if you point it south, you'll get comms a lot quicker. Anyway, put a comment down. Let me know what you reckon. Hope this has helped you out at all. At least now I know, for face it northeast, I can get comms. Facing west, no. South, definitely yes. No more than 50 watts, guys. 46, 47 is the highest I saw. Take care, be good to each other. I'll put this ones up straight away. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got something out of it. See you later.